Okay, here's your Andover V32. I don't know if you can see that stylized A on the blower housing. The exhaust gets so hot, it glows red hot in certain places. It's a twin cylinder, V-twin, 4-stroke, and it's got a generator on the back. This is an auxiliary power unit for a B29. And right here you got your two output terminals for your generator. These will put out up to 200 amps at 24 volts or 28 volts. And that's enough to weld with. And then these two smaller terminals right here should be the field terminals. It requires an external battery to excite the field. Yeah, there's more of the exhaust. It's twin cylinder. The fuel pump is shot. The diaphragm shot. I'm going to try to find a rebuild kit for that. So I've temporarily installed an electric fuel pump here, and I'll just I'll hook these two terminals up to a little battery. This is just a little backup power battery for a you might be able to hear it near the fuel pump. It's just a backup battery. It's just a brake battery for a trailer. Got your air filter right here. It's really just a mesh, like a chore boy mesh. It's not good enough for use in a dusty environment. It was meant to be inside the fuselage of an airplane. And here's your intake manifold and your I don't know if you can see that carburetor there. Plain old little updraft carburetor. And this is interesting because it's got a planetary drive unit here to increase the speed of the generator, or maybe decrease it, so that the engine can run a constant RPM and generate a certain number of volts all the time. I'm going to hand this phone to a friend of mine here, and he's gonna show you what it looks like when I start this up. Right over here is the throttle control, and it's got a position for choke. And the first instinct is to choke it, is just to flip it all the way over to its detent, but really the choke actually works better at about half choke. So I'll give it about half choke and flip on the magneto. I'm actually ungrounding the magneto to make it run. A magneto is different from a ignition, different other kinds of ignitions, and should be ready to go. The exhaust exits out the blower housing, and unlike other air-cooled engines, it pulls the air in through the ductwork and out the blower housing instead of pulling it in through the blower housing and blowing it through the ductwork. It's meant to be inside a fuselage of an airplane. All the cooling air in the exhaust comes out that hole right there, and it'd be a hole in the side of the airplane. Let me speed it up for you. It sounds like it runs a little lean, and there's no high-speed mixture screw. In the future, I may end up drilling out those jets a little bit. But we'll see. That might be part of the reason the exhaust gets so hot. Like I say, it's magneto ignited. This is a waterproof magneto with waterproof, well, it's an aircraft engine is what it is, and this is what an aircraft engine plug wire looks like. And this is an aircraft engine plug right here. That's the plug. And I guess you can spray water right on it and it won't die. But it's meant to be inside the fuselage, so there really wouldn't get any water on it. And that's about all I got to say about that.